Well, good afternoon. Good Thursday afternoon. It is another session of Encouragement Thursday, and we're so glad that you've joined in again this week. Glad to be with you. Hope you've had a great week in the Lord, and exciting things are happening here in the life of His church. And I just want to take a minute to share with you about this weekend as we come together for worship on Sunday. I don't see snow in the forecast, so we should be good to gather again. But we have some exciting things coming. We are going to be celebrating the baptism of Cassidy Matheny as she's given her life to Jesus, and she's following that up in baptism. That's an exciting time, celebrating Jesus. We're going to be remembering him, and as we honor him through the Lord's Supper, a time of celebration for the price that was paid for us. And then we also, Diane's been working diligently with this fellowship meal, this first fellowship meal of the year that we're going to have, all church-wide. You're all welcome to come, and we just want to spend some time fellowshipping immediately after the service. So God is doing exciting things in the life of Rolling Hills Baptist Church, His church, and we're here in the youth area, as you may see, and I just want to give a shout out to people that are serving the Lord diligently, and Josh and Lauren have really just done an amazing job. God has done an amazing job through them in the youth area. As we're in this time still of transitioning, just to see how they have got winter retreat scheduled and the summer mission scheduled, and they haven't really missed a beat. God's just continued to work in this area. So thankful for our students, thankful for the leadership here, all the leadership, and just really celebrate what God is doing through them. And I want to encourage you just for a moment today out of the book of Acts. I've been reading through the book, just got through the book of Acts, and it's an incredible book, and I would encourage you to go read it. If you haven't read it in a while, pick up Acts and read through that. Just powerful what the Lord is doing in His church and His early church here in the book of Acts. But one of the things that God is so faithful to do, and He's faithful to stand by us no matter what we go through, even in storms and challenges and difficulties. And it's amazing as you go and you visit people that are going through hard times, how even in those moments, they see God. His children see Him working faithfully. Now, that being said, it may not always be 100% what we expect, but the thing is, the encouraging thing is, to me, is that God is always faithful. And so in the book of Acts, Paul's on the ship and kind of in a dangerous place in the storm. The winds are contrary, and it's a dangerous sailing trip and an adventure. And this is what Paul says in Acts chapter 27, verse number 21 through 23. I'm just going to read a couple here, or a few. But after long abstinence, Paul stood forth in the midst of them and said, "Sirs, ye should have hearkened unto me, and not have loosed from Crete, and to have gained this harm and loss. And now I exhort you to be of good cheer, for there shall be no loss of any man's life among you, but of the ship. For there stood by me this night the angel of God, whose I am and whom I serve, saying, Fear not, Paul, thou must be brought before Caesar, and lo, God hath given thee all them that sail with thee." But this isn't the only time that God was faithful. You know, Paul oftentimes found himself in dangerous situations and threatenings to be stoned or to be cast out or beaten with rods or shipwrecked. And there's a whole list of things that he goes through. But it's so incredible to me to see such a faithful Father standing by him in such challenging situations. And being on a ship and the guy's not listening to him and him saying, "Hey, don't go out." And then they go out and they're in a difficult spot. He says, "The angel, there stood by me this night, the angel of God, whose I am and whom I serve." And I want to say to you today, wherever you may be, that is the faithful Father that we serve. We don't deserve it. We don't deserve the grace. We don't deserve His love, but He does anyway. He does it anyway. We don't deserve Jesus, but He came and died and rose again for us anyway. And it's so incredible to think that not only that, the Good Shepherd, when you and I go through, whether it's a storm, whether it's a change or a challenging time or whatever it may be, God is faithful to be by our side. And it is so incredible to me, and I hope it's an encouragement to you. I know some of you that may be watching this are going through difficult times or challenging sicknesses or times of loss, but the Father is faithful to be by your side even when things get hard. And I believe that it's in these times that God shows Himself so amazing that it gives us the strength and the peace and the calm even in the midst of the stormy seas. to just stay focused, to stay true, and to continue to move in his direction because he is faithful to stand by us when we need it. So whether you're going through a hard time or maybe you're on a mountaintop time right now currently in your life, don't fear, because if you're a child of God, he is a Savior, he is a Father that stands by us even though we don't deserve it. His grace and mercy and love is amazing and sustaining through all challenges in life. So I hope that this word today has encouraged you. I hope that you've been encouraged just to hear how God is working in his church. And I hope that you can come out. Maybe you didn't sign up for something on Sunday as far as the meal comes. You say, I don't know about coming. Listen, come. We will want to fellowship with you. We want to talk with you. We want to worship the King of Kings and Lord of Lords with you before the time of fellowship meal. So please come out. Please be a part of what God's doing here. And we look forward to being together with you then.